All right, welcome back. The Penguins, kind of a lackluster game today. Only 20 shots on goal. Ilya Sorokin got a shutout. Many people don't even know who he is, but he's a backup goaltender for the Islanders. Chris Mack, I want to ask you about the Penguins now. We'll get into the point differentials in a second, but one of the reasons why they're struggling is because of their special teams. They're supposed to be an advantage for this team. Their penalty kill is one of the worst numbers in the NHL at 72%. And Jim Colony tweeted out that Mike Sullivan wasn't angry, he was PO angry today, and he should have been. Your take on what's gone wrong with that penalty kill?
Yeah, that's not Pierre-Olivier angry either. That's PO'd. That penalty kill is just far too passive right now. And when they do try to take opportunities to be aggressive, for example, I saw Brian Rust on one of the power play goals for the Islanders tonight, leading his stick to the outside as to attempt to shut off a passing lane to the point when it left wide open a passing lane right across the center of the ice, and it set up an Islanders goal. I don't know what's going on with this penalty kill, but when you have as many fast, aggressive, skilled players on the ice as they do on some of their penalty kill units, Rust, for example, Tanev, for example, you need to let them loose. And yeah, it's gonna lead to some risk taking. And that's one thing we know Mike Sullivan is very averse to, is risk taking. But that's something they have to be willing to embrace, is take a few risks, push things a little bit more. It's going to require a lot more skating, and maybe that's another part of this, is these guys, they looked tired. I know everybody's playing the same schedule right now, but they looked just dog tired at the end of the third period.
Well, I would say this. I mean, what's strange about it is that, probably a few years ago, and especially when they were winning the 2 Stanley Cups, I mean, one of the things about their penalty kill was they were aggressive. They weren't passive. They didn't give teams a whole lot of room to operate. They kind of went out and took the fight to the other team, as opposed to just sort of standing, back and just sort of trying to protect the goal. They actually were, just putting pressure on guys and really causing a lot of havoc and making it difficult to pass the puck around. That's the thing I see that's the biggest difference. Passive versus aggressive, I think, is the best way to say it.
And, I'll take another step further is the power play, too. So you got special teams now. It's really remarkable this team, began the day and they were tied for a playoff spot. I know they were losing the tiebreak and all that. But whenever you're in the bottom 6 in both penalty kill and power play, in some ways that gives you a little reason for optimism for the second half of the season, or whatever it is, 60% of the season, whatever it is now. But your 5-on-5 play isn't so bad, although they're still getting outscored 5-on-5. I'll tell you one thing, they'd be the Stanley Cup favorites if all of a sudden the NHL went to 3-on-3. Maybe they should try some sort of COVID-19, kind of like the baseball, put the runner on second base. But every game 3-on-3, I'd put all my money on the Penguins then to win the Cup, because that's the only thing that's really keeping them afloat, is getting all these extra points in overtime in the shootout.
All right, let's talk about the actual point system, because I'm not a big fan of it, but yet here we are, 5 points. The Penguins 5 points behind the first place team, yet they're in 5th place, and they keep winning games, but they have to do it by coming from behind. They fall behind early. They have to force, overtime, and then they win in overtime or shootout. They're good at that. That's fine. As Chris said, they're not going to play that way in the playoffs. So Paul Zeise, these regulation losses are killer, and it seems like the Penguins find themselves giving up more than winning those things.
Well, especially now, since you're playing, every game is in your division.
Right.
That's the problem with it, is like, this weekend you play the Islanders twice, you split with them, and you lose a point because they beat you in regulation and you needed overtime, and so they got their point. Bob, you and I have always been on the same page of this. I hate a loser's point. I think it's silly, and I think this year we're seeing exactly why it's silly, because, when you play all these division games, I mean, you're not really gaining any ground or losing any ground if you keep going into overtime. The problem the Penguins have is there is no 3-on-3 or shootout in the playoffs. So they better learn how to win when it's 5-on-5 and, they're playing in regulation.
Well, this would have been a great year, guys, to just finally, with an abridged schedule and divisional only play, to do away with the loser's point. Now, I don't want to, be sour grapes and use that as an excuse if for some reason they are the 5th team in the East and don't make the playoffs. But, it's expand overtime by another 5 minutes, make it 3-on-3 for 10 minutes. And if nobody scores a goal in those 10 minutes, then it's a tie and you split the 2 points. I think, the NHL was able to handle ties for a long time. I don't know why we wouldn't be able to handle that again now, but the shootout and the loser point, shootout was fun when it was a novelty, but the loser's point is really, it's frustrating when you've got a team that isn't closing things out in regulation.
Well, I mean, what would solve it all would be a 3-point games, and that they could have done that this year in the shortened season. I know the reason. I guess the reason they don't do it is sort of tradition and sort of the record book. But the record book's all messed up anyway. 30 years ago, a 100-point team was a dominant team. Now you almost get 100 points just to make the playoffs. Everybody's getting loser points. It wasn't a terrible idea when it started. When overtime was boring in the late 90s and the early aughts there. You throw in 5-on-5 overtime, still you throw the extra point in, make teams kind of be a little more aggressive. Okay. But now the point where you're playing 3-on-3 and you're doing shootouts, this isn't real hockey. And to be able to give a team that wins that the same amount of points you get for dominating a 60-minute game, you put the 3-point system into play. 3 points for regulation win, 0 points for regulation loss, 2 points for an overtime win, 1 point for an overtime loss. Everybody's happy. I think it's the most equitable way to do it. At this point, the record books are all. I mean, you're playing a 56-game season. I mean, who cares at this point? What the record books were from the 1970s Canadians versus the powerhouses of today, or whatever it might be. Just play a 3-point game. I think that solves everything.
All right, we're going to solve our situation here because we have to go to a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about something that's been becoming more of a trend, and that's transfers in college basketball. Lots of them affected Pitt, which lost today. We'll talk about it next right here on the #1 Cochran Sports Showdown.